Hello everyone, my name is Jason Parker and welcome back to this channel about magic! Today's random question is, if you had the power to shrink any one object and carry it with you in your pocket, which item would it be? Leave your answer in a comment down below, and if you like, stick around till after the reaction portion to hear my answer as well. And today, we are taking a look at a magician named Vitaly Beckman. Apparently, I did a quick Googling and he is from Belarus, but he's working, I guess, in Canada. But anyways, that's cool. He's from an area very nearby where I am. Right now I'm in Ukraine. He was from right above me in Belarus. One of the few countries that I did not visit during my year and a half of backpacking through Europe. A process that I intended to make videos sharing my experience about, but never got around to it. Speaking of around to it, there was this magic shop when I was a kid in my hometown, San Antonio, Texas, and the owner would sell these, or like give away these wooden coins that said round to it. And it's a joke because you can say, I didn't do this because I never got around to it. Someone could hand you one of these wooden coins and say, well, now you've got around to it. At any rate, I'm curious, leave a comment down below. Have any of you ever seen one of these or received one of these before? I'm not sure if that was something outside of my hometown, but enough distractions. Time to get on with this reaction video and see what Vitaly has in store for us.
My first time on Fool Us, I had some stage fright, and I tried not to look at Penn and Teller directly. And then Teller noticed that I was nervous and he waved at me. And it totally put me at ease.
You fooled Penn and Teller.
Fool Us changed my life. After I fooled Penn and Teller, I had an offer to do an off-Broadway run in New York. My dream, and it came true. The first time you come on Fool Us, it's checkers. It's simply about trying to win. But this time, it's chess. Penn and Teller know me. They have expectations of my methodology. On both sides, there is more strategy. I have high expectations of myself. I always want to come up with illusions that have never been done before. Tonight, I'd like to prove something to Penn and Teller, but I'm also trying to prove something to myself.
By the way, I really like how he was levitating that tea packet into the cup. His hand was going down, it was going up, it was going down, his hand was going up. It felt very magical and mystical. And being in magic, you see a lot of levitations, some of which are not that convincing. But I just thought it was really cool the way he did it, because it had a very nice, I want to say like realistic kind of magical feeling. Also, he had a part where he was floating the leaves onto the stem of a tree. That looked like that was a Fool Us performance, but I haven't seen that yet. As I mentioned in past videos, I haven't even had a chance to react to seasons 4 and 5, and I think 3. So whenever this marathon season finally stops, this season 7 with 26 episodes, maybe I'll have time to go back and react to some of those older acts. At any rate, that looked like a really cool performance, so I can't wait to see that one. But wasn't there something else we were doing? Oh yes, reacting to this one.
Back to try for his second Fool Us trophy. Give it up for Vitaly Beckman.
So I was pronouncing his name wrong.
I started doing magic when I was a little kid in my parents' home. Whenever they had visitors, they also became my audience. Ever since, I've been fortunate to travel around the world and perform on different stages, including on yours a few years back. Isn't it ironic that today life has come full circle and I'm back performing in my home? But this time you're my guests. And actually, before I did magic, I used to paint. And I used to carry a little sketch pad like this to sketch my impressions, my inspirations. Let's see, I think I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna sketch something simple right now.
It's a leaf.
As simple as a leaf. One of the beautiful things I love about magic, not only you can put your imagination into paper, like in painting, but you can also make it real. And you can even remove it from the page.
Very cool.
And this is what drove me to do magic, the desire to transform what I imagine into reality. And actually, over the years, I learned to use the art for more practical purposes. Like many of you, I'm a creature of habit, and every morning I start my day with something I just can't do without.
Wow. Well, I gotta say already, that's very impressive. I was watching this space beneath the surface of his table very carefully to see if that was like a printout, like matching the bricks in the background. But I am almost 97.3% sure that I saw the table wobble and you didn't see the background move with it. So I think that's just a transparent, like, there's nothing under the table there. It's just you're seeing the wall on the other side, I think. Because of course if he had a piece of paper there printed looking like the brick wall, he could have anything behind the table. But it looks to me like it's not. Also, I want to say about that part earlier where he has the notepad and he makes the leaf appear on there. That looks a lot like a classic Erdnase color change. But the way he did it was very fooling. I have a possible idea, but I'm not even sure that I'm correct. But methods aside, that was very beautiful, him drawing it on there and then the green leaf, and he actually peels it off. That was pretty cool. By the way, if you want to learn how to visually change one card into another, I made a tutorial for the Erdnase color change. I will put a link to it in the pinned comment below so you can learn that as well if you'd like. Third thing, I mispronounced his name. I guess it's not Vitaly, it's Vitaly. Fourth thing, yeah, I'm not sure how he's making this stuff appear behind his drawing. I think I'm already fooled, but let's keep going.
I guess it was all in my imagination.
I guess so. Wow.
Vitaly Beckman! Welcome back.
Thanks for having me back.
Alright, well, before we hear from Penn and Teller, I just want to say, I'm not sure how he did that. I mean, there's only so many places that stuff could have come from, right? You can see straight through underneath the table surface. I only have two other guesses. One of them is that the stuff was just behind his body, which I don't really think was the case because he was moving around too much. And my last speculation, which I think might have a chance of being correct, so I will put it into code words. In magic, in many stage illusions, especially these ones where, well, like for example, David Copperfield's illusion with the buzzsaw where he saws himself in half, and they take the box down and you can see his body there. I think in a lot of these types of illusions, they are relying on principles related with optical illusions. Somehow our mind doesn't always perceive that an area could be as big as it appears to be. So if I had to make a guess, I would say that's where the things came from. I don't want to get too close to exposure. I would rather risk being a little bit unclear on my code words here. I hope that you will forgive me. And yeah, very cool. Let's hear what Penn and Teller have got to say.
Well, that is a very convenient trick.
Well, it's funny, those sketch pads, they're not there by chance. I actually use them to come up with ideas. The idea to sketch some food, muffin and coffee, it's kind of inspired by the pandemic. Because when it started, people didn't want to go outside, And I thought, well, why don't I just sketch whatever I need right here? But the first one you saw, the one where I sketched a leaf, it's interesting, I invented it when I was 14 years old, when I was just getting into magic. I was painting before that. And so the first thought that came to my mind is that let's turn my paintings to reality. And this is also my philosophy in life, to create, to come up with things that haven't been done before.
So you're a true original.
I'm trying to be, that's what inspired me to get into magic. That's kind of what drives me, other than muffins, of course.
All right, Penn and Teller, do you know how Vitaly did his trick?
Hey, Vitaly, You're a nice guy. We're nice guys. You know, you came on the show once, you're a nice guy. We kind of thought, here's a nice guy. He's going to do a nice trick. And we kind of let you slide by. We didn't take a dive. You absolutely fooled us, no doubt about it. But you know, you come back a second time, all of a sudden, you're not a nice guy. You're an adversary. Now you're someone we have to take down because we do not like to be fooled twice by somebody. So I'm not saying that last time we went easy on you. I'm saying last time we didn't go hard, okay?
Okay.
Now we're going to be a little bit tougher, okay?
All right.
And I'm going to ask you a few questions, okay?
Okay.
You ready for these questions? And I'm
Yes.
going to ask you the questions right out. No code, no nothing,
Okay.
okay? So we may give up your trick because I don't give a damn because you fooled us once. Don't want you to fool us again. So you ready? You ready to play like a grown-up? You ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Were there mirrors involved in any way whatsoever?
No.
Okay, fine. We knew that. Was there another person involved in any way?
No, in no way. Other than the videographer.
Okay, we knew that too. We knew those two things. We knew them very well. This is the question that we also kind of know the answer to. But you ready for this?
Yes.
Did you fool us?
Yes.
Yes, you did.
Congratulations, Vitaly!
Thank you.
Oh,
I got a trophy already.
Oh, he's prepared.
you fooled Penn and Teller again!
We'll just draw another one and pop it up.
Yes!
I got it right here.
Woohoo! All right, well, accepting the real one is me for you, and great job.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Penn and Teller.
One more time. Give
Love
it
you,
up for
Vitaly.
Thank you,
Love
guys.
you.
Thank you. Thanks, Allison.
All right, well, now I'm going to go ahead and give you my closing thoughts. Number one, congratulations to Vitaly. Very interesting performance, well-deserved trophy. I really like his concept of, yeah, if I need something, I could just draw it and make it a reality. Number two, when I was listening to Penn talk there at the end, I was just thinking, wow, like Penn is really like a great orator, a great showman. Like the way he just communicates and expresses himself. It's interesting, he's articulate, and it's funny all at the same time. Number three, I just have one kind of flimsy guess as to where he could have been producing those items from, but still, I don't know how he would have moved them onto the top of the table so quickly like that. So even though I might have some hint of an idea, it's not complete, and his act is still very mystical and fooling. Number four, I thought it was funny that in his intro reel, they showed him like there was a landscape there and he drew a painting and made it real. This is the first time I can think of where they basically did a foreshadowing. They give you a preview of what his effect would be in the intro. Can any of you think of a different act on Fool Us where they gave a preview in his intro? I'm curious. Leave a comment below. I will say though that I think his effect is very angle sensitive. So I think he's taken the situation, what could be perceived as a problem, the fact that a lot of magicians have to perform remotely for this show now, and he's put it to his advantage because he controls the camera angle. He knows exactly the angles everyone's going to see of his performance. And now it's time for an Aesop's fable. We're going to read a short one and learn something about life. Today, let's do chapter 131, The Hound and the Hare. Got a nice little picture depicting the scenario here. The Hound and the Hare. A young hound started a hare, and when he caught her up, would at one moment snap at her with his teeth as though he were about to kill her, while at another he would let go his hold and frisk about her, as if he were playing with another dog. At last the hare said, "I wish you would show yourself in your true colors. If you are my friend, why do you bite me? If you are my enemy, why do you play with me?" And the moral of the storyline is, he is no friend who plays double. Okay, so how can we interpret this one? Yeah, what do you do when you have a friend or a family member or a colleague who at one time acts as a friend to you and another time does things that harm you? How are you supposed to reconcile that? Well, I suppose a kind of wise way to look at it is realize that in our world, not a lot of things are black and white. The only reason we might look at a person and say, that's my friend, this is a good company, that's a great car, that's a banana, is because it makes it easier for our brain to classify things and label them. We have to simplify the world we operate in so our brain can let go of that part and focus on other things. So when we interact in this world, we make our model that represents the reality. And it's best to remember that nobody's perfect, everyone has their flaws, and maybe things are best considered on a spectrum, you know? This person is your friend, but it doesn't mean they might do something that could be very bad. And of course, if it exceeds a certain threshold of badness, you're gonna excise that person from your friendship circle. He is no friend who plays double. Well, if we take the moral of the storyline quite literally, it's giving us a definition of what is a friend. So perhaps if you keep people in your life who are harmful to you, you need to recognize that and think like, okay, maybe this person isn't my friend after all. A reconciliation. A realization, an epiphany. I don't know. So far, that's the best I'm getting out of it. I also have this nagging feeling that I may have used this story one time before in a past reaction video. Is that true? Leave a comment below, or am I having false deja vu? Or is all deja vu false? At any rate, that's about the best I can do, so go ahead and leave your comments down below. I'd love to hear your interpretation of the fable, because maybe I missed something there. And lastly, we should get to my answer for the question from the beginning of the video, which was, if you had the power to shrink any one object and carry it with you in your pocket, which item would it be? Well, in this era, we have our cell phones in our pocket, which is pretty much everything we need access to. We can talk to friends, we can access our bank account, we can buy food, we can take selfies. Probably the most important feature. So what do I need that would have to be small to fit into my pocket that I don't already have? I don't know, a squat rack? A bench press? I mean, I'd have to have the ability to shrink it to go into my pocket and then enlarge it when I'm ready to bring it out of the pocket, of course. The question doesn't exactly state that, but I'm kind of assuming. I kind of want to say my laptop, but that's a stupid answer because your cell phone is a small laptop. I know. All my studio equipment for filming these YouTube videos, if I could shrink that into my pocket and just expand it easily wherever I happen to be, that would be my answer. Anyways, I think this is a strange question, so I do look forward to going through the comments and seeing what kind of answers you all come up with. That being said, thank you for being here, for smashing like, for subscribing, notification bell, all. I hope you're having a wonderful week so far, keeping an optimistic mind, being aware of the things you're thankful for, and I'll see you next time.